Out of New Orleans now, Grambling looking for its second straight Bayou Classic title. Southern needs a win to move to the SWAC title game. First quarter, Julian Calvez finding Claude Coleman deep downfield. Big gain, Tiger first down, deep in Southern territory. Later in the drive, Calvez takes off. He's got some wheels, slides down, another GSU first down, and it leads to this. Calvez finding his favorite target, Lyndon Rash, the senior, gets the scoring started. Grambling takes an early 7-0 lead. Things looking great for the G-men to the second quarter. It's still 7-0. Calvez finding Grambling's offensive MVP this season, I would say, Maurice Washington. Washington breaking tackles inside the 30, but the drive would end here. Calvez puts this one on the Superdome turf. You can't do that. The Captain Shreve product. Kelby Givens recovers. The Jags immediately take advantage. Carl Ligon in from a yard out, ties us up at 7. It's 7-7 still when Floyd Chalk the fourth finds a crease and picks up a huge gain. 43 yards on the play to set up this. Garrett Urban playing in his 6th Bayou Classic. Nice 44-yard field goal for the veteran. Tigers back on top 10-7, but Southern has one more chance to take the lead, and they do just that. Kendrick Rhymes in for the score. Southern led 14-10 at the break. Grambling State led 17-14 in the fourth quarter. They allowed 20 unanswered points to Southern. Our John Sartori and Sam Rothman were in the Superdome to break down what happened.
Coming into the 49th annual Bayou Classic, Grambling and Southern both had 24 wins apiece. But after today's 34-17 win for the Jaguars, it's Southern who now has the edge. Welcome inside Caesars Superdome. I'm Sam Rothman. He's John Sartori. And John, it really looks like Grambling had the edge in the first half.
It sure did. And I think the Tigers played a nearly perfect first half. Aside from some turnovers in the second quarter, that's the problem, is that they played a nearly perfect first half and still went into halftime trailing 14-10, because when it came down to it, the defense played an excellent first 30 minutes of football but couldn't get off the field inside the final 2 minutes. Southern takes the lead going into the half, and we saw it again. Penalties and turnovers. Only 6 penalties, but for 65 yards. And then Southern scores 2 defensive touchdowns. That's all in the second half. But Coach Hugh Jackson, he liked what he saw in the first half.
I thought we got after it. I thought we had a good plan. You know, like I said, if you go back and really look at it closely, there were some opportunities we had really early if we could finish them in a different game, and we just couldn't. We've had the penalties, but the turnovers were, really magnifying. Twice the ball slips out of a quarterback's hand. That's just, I haven't seen that, but it happened. So we got to grow from it. We got to get better. We're not where we want to be. I think to a man, every coach on the staff, every player, we know this is not where we want to be. It's not where we're going to be.
Now, John, we saw an up-and-down season last year, but then that Bayou Classic win last year kind of seemed like they rode that momentum into this season after an up-and-down year again, but a Bayou Classic loss. What do you think the outlook is heading into next year?
Well, I think the big thing was Grambling fought, and it looked like in the first half, like I talked about, that they were in control. They were going to come out on top, and I think that is something to build upon. This final score is a lot more lopsided than it actually was. Grambling led 17-14 in the second half. A late pick 6 makes this final 34-17. But this was one of the better games Grambling played. Now, obviously, Tiger fans aren't going to love hearing that one of their best games of the season was a 17-point loss, but this team finishes the year 2-2 in their Final Four. They get 2 home wins. That's the first step, getting good at home again. There are some positives. So many talented players are going to return next year. This is not a very big senior class. Southern has a huge senior class. And so I think that next year is really going to be the telling sign of what we're going to see from Grambling football, because they are going to be much more experienced, and so many of these talented players are back, especially Julian Calvez, the quarterback, who's got almost an entire full season as the starter under his belt, and then Lyndon Rash, the top wideout, and of course Maurice Washington, and we saw how good he can be. I think next year we're going to really start to see Grambling hit their potential under Hugh Jackson.
Now, not only a Bayou Classic win for Southern, a division title, as well as a trip to the SWAC championship game where they'll take on undefeated Jackson State. Reporting here from the Superdome, I'm Sam Rothman. He's John Sartori. We'll see you next year.